Hey Ken, welcome back. Episode 11. 1
Episode
1.
11. We made it this
Today,
far.
we made it this far. Might as well keep going, right?
Thanks for tuning in,
We,
folks.
we came too far to turn around and go back. So just keep listening.
That's right.
So today is August 13th, 2021, and it is a Friday, which has me with a question in mind for you today. Are you superstitious? And if you are, do you believe that sales copy, when it comes to sales copy, is it better to have long sales copy or short sales copy? A short sales page or a long sales page? Which one converts better?
Okay, so first of all, having played baseball for many years, I am a little superstitious. Okay,
You're like
but
like Wade Boggs, you eat chicken every day?
no, not that far. Not eating chicken every day. Like things like not stepping on the foul line and things like that. Just the normal things that I would do. But in terms of, I guess, the sales page, long form versus short form, I think a lot of it depends. It depends on the product that's being promoted versus because sometimes, like for instance, if you guys follow us on our channel, so 30-minute marketing
Not
and
if
Ken
you
Fu-
follow us,
oh
because you follow
oh
us.
because you follow us. Oh, sorry about that. Because you follow us on 30-minute marketing and Ken Furukawa Marketing, you know that we do these reviews and we don't spend a whole lot of time on the sales pages. That's more for you guys to go through and experience for yourselves. What we do, however, is point out and highlight some of the copy and what we want to focus on when we're doing our reviews. And to me, if it's something where the product is new and it's the first time it's being launched, then to me having a long sales page makes sense, just because you want to talk about the benefits, you want to provide social proof that it works, you want to talk about what this product is all about, so features, advantages, and benefits. If it's a product that's more established and has more of a longer track record, like let's say a get response, then to me having a long sales page doesn't really matter to me. I'd much rather see it shorter because I already know what it is. I just want to know what the price is and why I should sign up for that product at that particular moment. If that makes sense.
Makes total sense. And I want to go back to a word you said when you first started off, because that word is the word that all this builds upon. Depends.
Depends.
It depends. There long copy versus short copy. And to get into the history and the idea, it's one of those things that people have always heard. So when you come into marketing, you get exposed to copywriting and you always hear that long copy converts better or long copy beats short copy every time. Every time. No, it depends. Depends on your audience, it depends on the niche. You know what I mean? Because there's all these different stages of awareness as well. Like if you look at Eugene Schwartz and breakthrough advertising, you read the book and you learn all that about advertising, copywriting, and what makes people buy, right? It starts with who those people are, what stage of awareness they're in, right? Are they
Mhm.
completely unaware of the product? Are they unaware of the fact that what this product does, how this product can help them? Well, that's what the sales page does.
Mhm.
So take that back to the products that we review, and you said we don't look at the sales page anymore. I think part of that is because we've become sort of blind to them. But the reason that those sales pages are as long as they are, and the reason they're written the way they are, is because it does convert.
Mhm.
But here's the kicker to that: it converts to warm or actually hot traffic. And that's just a degree of traffic, meaning that people are ready to buy in the case of this niche, right? So in the make money online space, these pages we look at, they don't drive cold traffic, meaning they don't advertise these pages. They don't run Bing ads. They don't run Facebook ads. They reach out to affiliates with buyers lists that are known to buy these products. So while the sales page doesn't necessarily need to be long or short, because most people just buy because they're coming, like we talked about last week or week before last, bonuses. A lot of
Mhm.
times people are coming to that sales page just to get the bonus from that marketer, that you know person that they trust. And I just air quoted for you people listening on the podcast.
We have to have sound effects for that, by the way.
We need air quote sound effects because I just did it again. But back to that idea of, does the sales page need to be that long? I'm sure at some point, at one time, somebody looked at the numbers of that sales page and the percentage was increased as far as conversions, because the sales page is laid out in a very particular order of
Mhm.
the headline that grabs you, and then that moves you on to the next thing, which is usually that shows you a big result, like the money shot, right?
Mhm.
And then it goes instantly into talking about how it's going to change your life once that money that you just saw starts rolling in based upon that 30-second button that you're going to push.
Mhm.
And then it just repeats that sort of in that sort of boom, 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 right? To
Yep.
bring them back in, and there's a buy button, discount, right?
Yep.
Before the launch, and a timer. So all that's laid out. And I think the length of the page was determined a long time ago, because at the end of the day, specifically talking about, and really across all niches, but specifically talking about what you were referring to, the products that we review over on 30-Minute Marketing and Ken Furukawa Marketing on our YouTube channels. If you take a look at all those products, except for the color and the slight alteration of the headline,
Yeah.
you can't really tell them apart.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Because they hire the exact same copywriter, they hire the exact same graphics designer, and those are just templates that are known to convert to the avatar for that
Mhm.
market.
Yeah. And I want to qualify my earlier comment. We don't go over the sales page in our reviews, but we do go over the sales page prior to our reviews, because for us, it's important to understand what they're talking about and how they are positioning themselves. And that's what this sales page is about. Like Gary had mentioned, during these launches, affiliates are going to be promoting and warming up their lists to prepare them for the launch of the product. So when Gary had mentioned the professor, aka the professor, I like the deep dive into the history of it. Um, they're preparing the list for that launch so that when they do arrive on the page, there's not much to really explain other than watch the video, check out some of the benefits that you're going to have, and scroll down as far as you can to get to that buy button to buy the product. So yeah, I think in that sense, when you explain it, when you break it down in that way, it really, really makes a whole lot of sense to have something that's, to me, a little bit longer. Because again, people are they're going to be warm, but they also need to have a little bit more of a nudge to purchase the product. And they're already there. If they landed there, that means they're interested in it. So you need that little extra push in the way of, the money shot, in the way of, testimonials.
Yep.
The testimonials. We're gonna
Well,
talk about that another
because
day.
in the actual structure of a sales page, right? That's the risk reversal,
Yeah,
right? When it gets down to testimonials and then down to the money back guarantee,
and
and then
frequently
sometimes
asked questions.
and the frequently that's risk reversal,
Yeah,
meaning they made it all the way to the bottom,
yeah,
and those are the people. That's that small percentage that you're converting, right?
yeah,
It's that little bump that that I get those 100 extra sales, and this was proven by the person that came before me.
yeah.
But on the flip side of that, if you as an affiliate understand your I was going to say traffic, but that's what I mean. But you understand your audience, and you know that when you bring that traffic to the sales page from your audience, if all they need is a headline and a buy button, then that's all you want to give them.
Yeah.
So at that point, you as an affiliate, once you become that, sort of, at that expertise or that level, or you build that relationship with, the vendor, meaning you bring a lot of sales,
Hmm.
then you can actually say, hey, I know what converts with my audience. Give me this. So maybe your audience doesn't care for a video sales letter or a VSL. They just want text and a buy button. So if you go to ClickBank, for example, and I'll just use that as an example,
Hmm.
as an affiliate, a good product will have an affiliate page or a joint venture page, and they'll have different versions of sales pages. And based upon what you see from your traffic, the traffic you send from your audience, you can determine which sales page you want to use: video sales letter,
Hmm.
short copy, exit intent, right? All these different, tricks and tactics, techniques. So I think there's a lot of value in this conversation. It just sort of, where do you sort of start, right? Do you sort of dive into the world of copywriting to understand why a sales page and risk reversal and the history of it, you know what I mean? From
Hmm.
getting people to actually buy, whether they're hot, whether they're warm, or whether they're cold traffic.
Yeah, and it's just this is the whole part of becoming a student of this industry, if we want to call it that, and understanding and really diving deep and knowing your customer avatar, what's going to work with them, what type of traffic or what kind of audience you're going to be sending to that page, and just really understanding what works and what doesn't work. Because the fact of the matter is that you had mentioned these pages have been created and are used over and over again because they work, they convert with that type of traffic, with that type of audience that is being sent to that page. And so I think once you understand who you're speaking to and at what level of the buying process they're at, that's when you can choose the appropriate style of page that's going to probably resonate the best with the traffic that you're sending there.
Yeah. I mean, for example, a product that I promoted from, I'll just say, a good marketer and rather trustworthy, on the scale of what we typically see. He has a good product, but inside of that product, he actually sells the same thing. It's just on a different subject. So it's kind of like, think of it as, I'll just use this as an example, and this is purely fictional, but he sells books on dogs. Dogs come in different breeds, right? But every breed of dog has a very specific thing about that breed that makes it unique or whatever, and the
Hmm.
reason you'd want to buy it. So let's just say he sells books on dogs for every breed. So of course he has a sales page for every single book on a different breed. The sales page is exactly the same except for the color and the name of the breed of the dog. No difference whatsoever. So at that point, the copy converts. You're just changing out that dog breed and you're just moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
I,
and that's what we see.
sometimes it's that simple.
Yeah. And that's what we see with these products that we evaluate. Literally, it's the same format in terms of the way the page looks. They're just changing the colors, changing the title, and even some of the benefits are basically the same.
Sometimes even the testimonials are the same.
Even the pictures, even the photos are the same too. You'd be amazed at the things that you learn by going through a sales page. And I think that's important too. Even when you're interested in buying a product, is to go through the entire sales page to see how they structured it and why they structured it. And I think as you go through and you see more and more of these pages, you're going to start seeing a pattern. You're going to start seeing things line up, like Gary had mentioned, in a certain order. Why is the risk reversal down there at the bottom by that buy button, right? It's because that's the one thing that's standing between them getting the sale is that fear of, okay, am I making the right decision? Well, we've got a 365-day money back guarantee. And if you don't make any money, we're going to pay you $500. And, after that, it's the frequently asked questions. Does it work on a computer? Do I need to download everything? I mean, it's the same questions. But again, in you explaining that, I hope our listeners and our viewers can appreciate that there is kind of like a form, and how these
Well,
things work.
it's a framework, and there's
Yeah,
there's lots
framework.
of there's lots of different ones. AIDA being one of them: attention, interest, desire, action. Right? It's like you just build all that into the framework. One of my favorites is from Frank Kern, and he breaks it down to three steps. And he actually learned it from John Carlton, a famous copywriter. And he says, "Here's what I got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what I want you to do next." So literally three components, right? So, but it still works in all those frameworks. Here's what I got for you. You know what I mean? That's the big headline, right? The big thing. But he even says it to the point of, you can just say it. right?
Yeah.
If you have a horse for sale, just
Yeah.
say, "I got a horse for sale.
Mhm.
Here's what the horse will do for you.
Yep.
This horse will get you to town twice as fast,
Yep.
you know, or it'll get you there faster than the horse that you currently have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then if you want it, click this button to buy it, and then I'll bring it over to your house."
Yeah.
So, I
I
mean, you can get fancy and short.
Yeah.
Again, I think at the beginning of this conversation, and this conversation can go in so many different directions. I kind of
Mhm.
think that's when we decided to have this conversation, we wanted to make sure that we were bringing it around to the fact of, as an affiliate, what do you need to get the most out of that sales page from your traffic, from your audience?
Right. I was gonna say that, usually I can narrow it down to 2 steps. You you buy the product and you sit back and you relax.
Of course, because everyone listens to the affiliate files, goes over to 30-minute marketing and goes over to Ken Furukawa Marketing, they get this joke. Is
Yeah.
because the products that we review, that we tell the truth about, are typically complete jokes. It's just, at the end of the day, I mean, some of them don't even work. They're that bad,
Yeah.
right? And it's not to say anything about where they're being sold,
Mhm.
because there's lots of good products being sold. Because at the end of the day, Amazon, eBay, I can go to Walmart right now and buy a whole hoop of junk.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they have it there for a reason, because people buy it.
Yep.
So it takes two to tango. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like drug dealers and drug addicts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you could even throw the police in there if you wanted to, but we probably don't want to go down that
Yeah. We don't wanna
rabbit
go
hole.
on.
Because at the end of the day, when you talk about a sales page, what is the sales page supposed to do? The
Yeah.
sales page just holds the place. It holds the button to get to the checkout page
Yep.
to exchange the money for the goods,
Yep.
whether it's a physical product or a digital product. The sales page is just that barrier. And there's also some, legal stuff that needs to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, as an affiliate, regardless of how long or how short it is, and you talked about it earlier, we always look at the sales page and we bring up the discrepancies, but we also point out a lot of times they didn't even bother to add a disclaimer or a link to their support, or,
Yeah.
you know, anything on here. This sales page, it's not even, in the eyes of the law,
Yep.
it's not a sales page. Like, they shouldn't even be doing business with this sales page. It never should have been approved. And some marketplaces are a little more laxed depending on the vendor, because the vendor gets a good reputation. And I think
Mhm.
that they slide on this because the compliance department doesn't check it, because they just trust that that vendor has a reputation for making a lot of money. I
Yeah.
notice I didn't say they have a reputation for doing the right thing.
Yep.
They just have a reputation for doing a lot of for selling a lot of product and making a lot of money. And again, the angle here, talking about the sales page, short copy, long copy, it's important as an affiliate for you to learn, because here in the affiliate files, we talk about the truth about making money online. The simple truth about making money online is you can make a lot of money as an affiliate, but at the end of the day, you'll make more money when you develop and own your own product.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
take the experience of being an affiliate and develop the skills that you need to include understanding what and why the sales page is there.
Yeah. And that you hit the nail on the head though. I mean, it's the experience that you gain as an affiliate and things that I'm learning because you've launched products already. I have not launched a single product, but I know just through experience of evaluating pages of products that are good versus products that are bad. I know I get it. I have a general idea of what I would do in terms of putting together a sales page and what components are necessary to create a sales page. And is it going to be perfect the first time? Absolutely not. In fact, I don't even think there is a such thing as a perfect sales page. There is probably a framework that you can follow, but you've still got to add in, the meat of it, right? You got to have the copy that converts. You got to have all these things that are specifically uh, formulated to get you that click to
Yep.
get to the cart, which is the whole point of having that sales page, you
Well,
know?
But that's exactly right. And you, as an affiliate, it's your job to identify your audience.
Right.
And when you click on that sales page, like I said, when you click on that sales page and you read it, it's part of evaluating the product, but also it's part of knowing whether or not you want to send your audience to that page.
Right.
Because knowing your audience, if you read it and the headline is just too far of a bridge to cross for you to believe that this product is what it says it is, even with the headline, then you, as an affiliate, you're never going to send your audience to that page
Yeah.
because it would damage your reputation with your audience. And we talked about this here on the podcast, and we'll continue to talk about it because this is the truth about making money online. You're building a reputation with both sides, your audience and the vendor. So when you look at that sales page, it doesn't matter how long it is, you need to read the entire page so you know what's on it, because there's going to be somebody in your audience that is going to read the entire page.
Yeah.
And if those terms and conditions aren't there, if there's no link, or if there's something out of place, they're going to notice it.
Yeah.
And that's going to damage your reputation with your audience.
Yeah.
But you should also, before you even send your audience there, read it and talk to the vendor and let him know. And of course, a lot of this comes later down the road once you're established. Because if you go to right now to ClickBank, and I just use that as an example because ClickBank, the majority of the products, you can just go there and promote. They know they've written that sales page, or that video sales letter has been written, has been designed for cold traffic, and they're only looking to convert it 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So they're aware of that. So they're just looking for as much traffic as possible. They don't
Yeah.
care where it comes from. They don't care who sends it because they know it's going to convert at 1%. They've ran the numbers, you know,
Mm-hmm.
boom, they're in business.
Yeah. And
But in a different space, right, where it's more of a smaller thing, specifically during a launch, you
yeah.
need to build that relationship with the vendor to go to the vendor and say, hey, I'm going to bring you 100, 200, 300 sales, but I can't use this page.
Yeah. And one thing, one of the reasons why I like to also look at sales pages, and it's whole part of that whole learning thing is just to see the writing, to understand the writing and how they go about positioning certain features and the benefits, because a lot of it is benefit driven, right? You have to tell people how it's going to benefit them. So I like to read the pages just to read the copy so I can get some ideas for myself, and understand the style of the writing and what it's there to do, and what kind of emotion it evokes in me as a potential customer, to understand that it's for me, it's a lot of it is psychological. I want to learn the psychology behind it, because words are so powerful, and when you can understand how to position certain features and benefits in a way that converts, that's really powerful stuff. And that's, to me, like the only way you really learn is by reading this kind of stuff and testing it out yourself and seeing how it works. But that's, for me, it's this whole sales page is all about learning, and what works, what doesn't work, and how you can apply it to your own business in order to, when you start selling products, to be able to convert at a high rate as well.
Yeah, because in the idea, again, going back to being an affiliate. So if you're an affiliate of a product, features versus benefits, you also don't want to get caught up in the same sort of, like we started off. People say that long copy always converts better than short copy. People say your sales page has to have benefits, not features. Ah, not so fast, my friend.
Hmm.
What if your audience is only interested in the features?
Hmm.
What if you're in a niche that is, that's why they're buying it, for the features, right? So David Ogilvy is like one
Hmm.
of the kings of advertising, and he wrote copy and a sales page for Rolls Royce, and one of the features or benefits, and some people sort of talk about back and forth, was this a feature or a benefit? The loudest sound at 60 miles per hour is the ticking of the clock. Think about that. The loudest sound is the ticking of the clock at 60 miles per hour when you're driving down in a Rolls Royce. Is that a feature or a benefit?
Mm.
It could be both, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so
Yeah.
famous that there's been a lot of debate on that. But for example, if you're selling tractor equipment you're going to want to have the benefits, but if you're speaking to a particular audience, they're not the benefit, right, is not real. They already know the benefit. They want to
Yeah.
know the features.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know enough about tractors to talk about the features, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they want to
Absolutely.
know about horsepower and the size and the, how much, how big of a field can it disc up or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much corn can it harvest in one pass? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So features and benefits, there, depending on what you're selling. And I wanted to say that because if you take that out of the niche that we're talking about, because the products that we review that you started off, when we look at those, there are no features
Hmm.
because the audience that they're selling to doesn't care about the features.
Yeah.
They're interested in the benefit, and the benefit is that it's going to make them a lot of money really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was gonna allude to that that a lot depends on, again, that word depends.
There it is.
Maybe
Depends.
we get a sponsorship from Depends. Just kidding.
It depends.
It depends.
If we
Uh,
keep saying it, does that make it more likely we get a sponsorship?
Maybe, who knows?
It
I,
depends.
and I think it really does depend on, there we use it again. We should have like a cash register sign, or not
Cha-ching.
sign, but a sound effect
Cha-ching.
on your audience. On your
Yeah.
audience, like you had perfectly, you stated that, right? I mean, people who are buying tractors, they just want to know what kind of features are there. They already know what benefit they're going to get out of it, but they want to see the features and hear about the features. It's like buying a car, right? A lot of it is what kind of bells and whistles am I going to get from buying this car versus the other car down the street from a different model at the same price point. I think at that point, when you're in that buying mode, it's not necessarily the features, or not necessarily it's not necessarily the features, the benefits, right? Or am I going the opposite way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the key, right? So when you walk onto the sales lot, if you're and I'm using the quotes, if you're a car guy, right, you want to know about the horsepower and the
Yep.
torque because you
Yep.
know what the benefit of that is. The benefit
Yep.
of that is you're going to pass everything but a gas station.
Yep. Yep. So I think you made a very important point right there, with that. I think it a lot does depend on.
Right. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because you started off with a really good angle of the products that we promote, products not we promote, the products that we review that get promoted on those marketplaces that we review versus, and you said get response. Get response is an email autoresponder. I need to know the features of that autoresponder. Does it have automation?
Hmm.
Does it have, the thing that I need inside of that automation? Now there's a benefit for me there.
Yep.
So on a page like that, you will get features and benefits,
Yep.
but it might be more feature
Yeah.
heavy than benefit heavy because and I go back, it goes back to what I talked about earlier with Gene Schwartz and stages of awareness. Nobody goes to an autoresponder sales page until they are at that stage of awareness where they know what an autoresponder is and they know that they need one. Now they
Yeah.
might not know what brand they need, and at that point, they're looking, and again, they're looking for benefits, obviously, but they're also digging in features.
Yep.
So again, it goes back to that traffic because the majority of the traffic in those products that we review, that's hot traffic. It's coming there. They're just looking to buy. Typically, they're just looking for the buy button to get the bonus, and they're looking for a dopamine hit. You know what I mean? They low on hopium, and they gotta get the levels back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So features, not so much. Benefits, lifestyle,
Yep.
fast money. You know what I mean?
Yep. Laptop lifestyle.
That's it.
All right. Uh, okay.
So again, excellent conversation. This was actually Ken's topic that he wanted to dive into, and I knew where he wanted to go. I didn't know if we'd actually be able to get there. I think we got to where we needed to be in this conversation. So, is there anything else you wanted to add, Ken?
No, no, I don't. I think we covered all the bases, and you've uncovered areas that to me are important for our viewers and listeners to really take into consideration when they're looking at sales pages, whether it's as someone who's going to buy something versus as an affiliate as well, and really take it as a whole, because it's all part of the learning process to be an affiliate.
Yeah, and I think like we went back and forth on like what we were going to talk about today, and I sent Ken a message and it said sales pages WTF question mark. So if you see that as the title of this episode, or you see it on the thumbnail on the YouTube channel, you'll know why.
You'll know.
And with that, he's Ken Furukawa. I'm Gary Baker, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.